Hello students, welcome to my channel Kedar Dave. So in this session we learn chapter number 8. It is classes and objects in Java programming. So it's a 10-mark chapter. So what is in this chapter? First of all we understand the summary. In this chapter as well as in earlier chapters we learn that the objects and the different classes that are the fundamental parts of object oriented programming. There are two types of programming languages. First one it is structure programming and the second one it is the object oriented programming, right? So object oriented programming base we learn Java, right? So the classes and objects that two are the fundamental parts of object oriented programming. So we also learn that Java it is the object oriented language as we discussed in that chapter number 7. So this chapter explains how to create a class and object in Java programming. So this chapter explains how to access instance variable of a class and invoke an instance method using objects. So in this chapter also deals about the constructors, instance variables, static members, access modifiers, private members, protected members and package members. So also there is explanation about the use of getters and the setter methods. And these two methods are very useful. So a class it contains both. First one it is its data, it is referred to as its attributes, and the program codes means the functions referred to as the different methods. So while it is possible to use only single class in Java project, this is not a good practice for the large application. And so if you want to create a small program, right, single class is used, right? But if you want to add the large applications, if you want to create a huge software, right, at the time when we designing the software, the entire application should divide into the simpler components that performs the logically related task. For each such components or the methods modules, a class can be created. So for the each and every modules you have to create a class. With the let us understand an example of room. So in this room it is of the house, hostel, hotel or the school, right? So it has the common characteristics. So each room can uniquely identify by its properties, right? Which are the properties? The properties are length, its width, height and number of windows and number of doors and directions. So below given it is the Java code to create a class names room with the attributes length, width, height and number of windows and the three methods. Right? So which are the three methods? The first one is the first method will be used to assign values to attributes. Second method will calculate the areas, while the third method it will display its attributes. So class in Java, a class it is a template for multiple objects with similar features. We already discussed this class in chapter number 6, object oriented concept, right? So classes embody all the features of the particular set of objects. So for example, class we select a room, it is a template for all rooms with their common properties. So In Java, a class it is defined by using the class keyword as follows. So first of all you write class and that class name. Here we select the class name, that is room. So class space room, and then you start writing your source code of Java. Right, so start curly bracket, define the different data types and variables, add the different method and close the program. So every class the programmer writes in Java, it is generally made up of two components. That two components are, first it is its attribute and its behavior. Right, so if you want to define the attributes, then you use variables in the class, and if you want to define the variables behavior, you define it by using methods in a class. So in this code listing, the class it is defined name, it is room, with the attributes you define the different attributes by the variable names. That names are length, width, height and number of windows. And you define the different methods, name, set attributes, display and area. So another class it is created just to create an application using room class. So another class is it is created just to create applications using room class, and then creating the different objects. So creating an object from a class requires the following step. So if you want to create objects in the class, these are the following steps. So first step is declaration. A variable or the reference variable name type class, it is declared with the syntax. So this syntax you have to use, that is the class name and that variable name. After that, instantiation. So the keyword new is used to create the objects by allocating the memory. And initializations. So constructor, a special type of method, it is called to initialize the newly created object. So in Java programming, class is the type similar to the built-in types such as integers for int and the boolean. So a class name can be used to specify the type of variable and in declaration statement. So the type of the formal parameters or the return type of a function. Accessing the instance variable and calling the instance method. So if you want to access the instance variables and if you want to call the different types of methods, right? So first step it is the instance variable and instance methods are accessed by using via different objects. So for that they can be referred by the using the dot operator as follows. Right, so this is the syntax: object reference dot instance variable or the method you use. In this example, right, uh, refer to length of room R1 using R1 dot length in program, and invoke method, that is R1 dot display. So R1 it is object reference and display it is the method, right, instance variable or the method that displays the attributes values of room R1. So the dot operator here is an operator, and associativity of a dot operator is from left to right direction. So it should be remembered that the data should be protected from the such direct access from anywhere in the program. Such protections it is possible with the use of the access modifier. When the instance variables are defined within the method of the same class, there is no need to use the dot operator. So within a class, if you want to use a method, then dot operator is not required. right? So in the chapter number 8, practical 1 is given, right? So 8.1, in this method display instance variables are accessed without using dot operator. This is possible because of the method it invokes using the reference variable. That reference variable is R1, and thus the reference instance variables are considered to be of the corresponding objects stored at R1. So when the programmer declares objects class, object is not created. In this case, the reference variable does not refers to any object and its initial value, it is null by default. So use the such null reference or the null pointer, it is illegal and may raise an exception. It's an exception handling related chapter is given in this course. When a programmer declares an object class, object is not created. In this case, a reference variable does not refer to any object and its initial value is null by default. So use of the such null reference or the null pointer, it is illegal and may raise an exception. So referring instance variable or invoking method with null reference will given an error. So when you try this following code, room R1 and system.out.println in bracket R1.len. So this is illegal. It will display error message by the Java compiler. Okay, so different types of classes and class variables and class methods. When an object is created by using the new keyword, method is allocated from the heap area to store the value of its attribute. So every object has its own instance variable occupying the different types of space in that memory. Now suppose the requirement of the programmer is to have a total number of windows of all the room objects it is created. So to store this value, it's require only one variable per class. So let us declare the class variables total tot windows by adding following statements in the class with the instance variable. So that is our practical number 2. In that, the static space integer space total windows. So static variables can be accessed without creating an instance of a class. For example, if the Java programmer tries to display the value of total windows without creating any object of a class room, it will display 0. Just like the class variables or the class method can be defined by using the static keyword in front of the method definition. So try following this method in the room class to display the total windows. So for the static void display total windows, start the curly bracket and write the system.out.println in bracket total windows. It will display the output directly text. When you write a double inverted comma, within double inverted comma you write text plus total windows. So class variables and the class method can be accessed outside the class using class name and the class variables or the method. For example, room.total windows. So this is the one program, that is room demo static.java. So this practical it is given in practical session. Okay, prime class method.java, it will generate the prime class, right? Prime class numbers between 3 to 100. This practical is also given in my channel, right? So go to that section, practical video, and learn this Java practical. After that, classes classification of variables declared in class. So local variable, in, in that the variables defined inside method or blocks are called local variable. Formal parameters of the methods are also called the local variables. They are created when the methods or the block is started and destroyed when the method or the block has completed. Local variables are not initialized by default value. So this is the one example, simple. These two double radius, right? Declare radius and declare the area by using the area variable. So these are the two local variables. After that, instance variable, it is instance variables are variables defined within a class but outside any method. These variables are allocated memory from heap area when an object it is created. Right? So when you create objects, you can create the instance variable. So this is the class definitions, public class, my class, and in that we define the instance variable, that is in initial value. Okay, and then class variables. So class variables are variable defined within a class outside any method with the static keyword. Static keyword is used when you define a class. So these variables are allocated memory only once per class and is shared by all its objects. So class variables are initialized with the default value. Then the polymorphism or the method overloading. Till now we have two steps of creating the different types of objects. The two objects are the declarations and instantiation, and the third step it is initialization. So it requires the use of the constructors. The word polymorphisms means many forms, different forms of the methods with the same name, different forms of method with the same name in the Java programming. So there can be different methods that have the same name but the different signature. So that is called the method overloading. So the method signature, it is the combinations of the method name, the type of return value, and a list of parameters. So here the method overloading related example is given, public void sound, and the same method name but the different parameter it is used, the sound. After that, polymorphism means the many form. Here one practical is given, that is the polydemo.java, and learn from practical video. Okay, after that next it is the constructors. So constructor, it is a special kind of method that is invoked when a new object is created. So when you define the new objects, right, so special kind of method it is invoked. So constructions can perform any actions, but it is mainly designed to perform the initializing actions. Till now, the classes without the user arguments constructors have been used. Every class is having its default constructor, sometimes referred to as a no argument constructor. So default constructors does not take any argument in the Java program, and it is initialize the attributes of the newly created objects by using the default value based on their the different data types. Different visibility modifiers for accessing control. So for accessing control, it is about the controlling the visibility of your program. So access modifiers are also known as the visibility modifiers. So if a method or the variable is visible to another class, then only it can be referred in other class. So to protect a method or variables from such references, use the 4 levels visibility to provide the necessary protections. That 4 protections are public, package, it is the default protections, and the third one it is the protected, and the fourth one it is the private. So accessor and the mutator methods in the Java programming, when you access to the data, it is restricted by the declaring them as a private. The purpose is to protect them from the getting directly accessed or modified by the methods of other classes. If the requirement is there that such data has to be used by the others, then you use this accessor methods have to be written. If the requirement is there that such data has to be modified by the others, then mutator methods have to be written. Then naming of the accessing the mutator method, it is capitalize the first letter of the variable name and then prepend the variables name with the prefixes get and set respectively. Due to this convention, accessor methods are also known as getter and mutator methods as setters. So passing the objects as a parameter in that method, just like the different variables of primitive data types and the variables built-in data types, objects can also be passed as a parameter in that different methods in the Java programming. For example, we want to determine whether the area of invoking rectangle object it is larger than the other rectangle object or not. For this, the method can be written where another rectangle object is passed as an argument or the parameter. After that, inheritance in the Java programming. So in the object-oriented programming languages provides the reusability of the feature using inheritance. So you can reuse the feature, right, by using the facility available in the Java programming, that is inheritance. So inheritance, it will allow us to build a new class with added capabilities by extending the existing class. Inheritance method, it is a relationship between the different two classes. For example, a class is a room, students is a person. Here the room and the person are called the parent class, and the classroom and the students are called the child class. So parent class, it is referred to as an superclass or the base class. In the same way, the child class, it is also refers to as a subclass or derived class or extended class. Okay students, so thank you very much, and this is the end of this chapter. Thank you.